Okay. Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video about the FX Dreamline barrel bands that I'm making. These are now available on eBay. I'll put a link in the description below. Just wanted to do a quick, you know, show you guys what it is, how to install it, and basically what you're gonna get. So this is the barrel band right here. Let me see if I can focus this a little bit better. That's not better. There we go. So, I mean, it is 3D printed, but I tried to make these look as best as I could. Nothing real super ugly on them. I sanded the inside to fit real nice and tight. There's a little bolt and nut on the bottom to clamp onto your air cylinder here, and then the other part just slides right over your barrel. And it's a nice tight fit, right? So I've got one installed on here. I've had this on here for quite a while, and it's worked really well for me. If you've watched some of my other videos, you saw me take this out of the stock, adjust the regulator, put it back in, shoot a group, and got really no POI shift. I've taken this, cased it, and driven 50 miles, dirt roads, whatever, pop it back out, gun's still pretty much zeroed, which is really nice. It's never been like that before. Also, I don't get POI shift in the middle of shooting either. Before I was getting, if I was shooting, a full air cylinder, maybe by the time I get to my second magazine, something would get a little hinky. And, I wasn't sure if it was the tune of the gun or, what was really going on. And, saw a couple other guys get a barrel band and said it made a world of difference. So I went to go get one, and I saw the one that was available, and I got one, even though I was like, oh my God, I don't want to put that on my gun. And, it worked, but I just didn't like the way it looked. And so I learned how to design things on a 3D printer and design this myself. This works really well. As you can see, it gives you pretty much a perfect gap all the way back. So what I did was I actually measured this gap here and, made this space the same gap as you'd probably expect. But anyway, to show you what I did. So when you get this, you're gonna wanna, loosen the screw up. You'll probably be able to slide this over with it loosened up like that, with there being a gap in there. If not, just pop the screw out. I'll go ahead and take this all the way apart real quick. There's not a lot of extra threads on there because I didn't want extra threads sticking out. So when it's tight, the bolt pretty much comes flush to the end of the nut. So that's what it looks like without the screw in there. And basically there's, it's flexible enough to expand and slide over. And the reason I did this was, instead of just doing friction fit all the way around, I wanted this bottom part to be able to clamp more securely, but not get stuck, you know what I mean? And so I tried a friction fit one, and it was not quite solid enough. But I also didn't want to put any type of screws or set screws, clamping down directly into the metal. I just didn't like the way that looked. So I went with this. It's pretty secure, it works well, and I'm happy with it. So hopefully you guys will be happy with it too. But I'm gonna pop mine off real quick and show you the difference of what my gun looked like without it and what it looks like with it. So the only thing you'll need is a little Phillips screwdriver. If you look, the flat part of the nut pretty much hits the bottom of this curved part, so you don't really need to back the nut with a wrench or anything like that. You just kind of hold it and it'll get snug. So let's talk about putting it on the rifle. So here we've got my Dream Pup. I'm gonna go ahead and take the moderator off. This nice little Donnie FL FX edition. Pretty slick. I like that thing. Nice and lightweight. So if you guys have really critical eyes, you're going to notice the one that's on my gun's a little bit uglier. This is one of my first generation first runs, and I've since figured out how to print these without an adhesion pad, and makes them look a lot cleaner. So you're not going to get any of this ugly stuff on the ones that are for sale. So basically, that just slides right off. Now you can already see, this is with nothing on it, no Donnie even. My barrel is touching. Can you hear that? Just setting this thing down, it's rattling like a bell. So, you know, I don't know if all the Dreams lines are like this. I have seen FX has put in some kind of little something back here. I've called a few people to try to figure out what that is, where I can get one, and I haven't called FX directly yet, so that'll be the next step. And then I've also seen a guy over in Europe, the same 25 caliber bullpup, and he had a little piece that was actually clipping the barrel up here, which was something that I thought about, was trying to make like a half one of these and get it wedged back up in here to also give the scope a little bit more support. But it's going to take a lot more measurements to get that lined up perfect, and then I got to figure out how to attach it to this rail. So for now, I'm just going with my basic barrel band. So here's the install, guys. You got your Donnie off, you've got your rattly barrel. You're going to take your deal, you're just going to slide it right over your barrel. You're going to have to lift it up a little bit because there's not going to be a gap there. And then you can put it wherever you want to. If you want to slide it, you know, all the way back because it looks a little cleaner against your stock, then you can slide it all the way back there. You can tell that as I'm moving this, it's not changing the angle of the barrel at all. You know what I mean? It's flat. So anyway, the other thing I did to keep this thing a little loose on the bottom is what I would recommend is that the barrel stays in its natural relaxed position, centered, and you don't wind up tightening it down, pushed over to the left or something like that, which was one of the issues that I had on a different barrel band that I tried. It was real snug going on there, and after I got it on there, I noticed I was like 4.5 inches off to one side, and I had to kind of fiddle with it. So this one fits pretty loose going on. Get it where you want it, you know. I will notice, this is one thing I did notice, and you know, it's something you can play with. When I put it back here, it worked fine. It's worked fine anywhere I've put it, but it does change the harmonics of the gun, right? The way that the barrel is going to flex is going to change every time you move this forward or backwards, right? So I've noticed, you know, it just changes a little bit, you know, like you might have to change your velocity 5 to 10 feet per second or something like that. Or you can move this up or forward or backwards and your harmonics will wind up tuning out, right? So I've just put mine up here just because I'm just doing some different testing with it. And so now I'm just going to tighten this up. It doesn't have to be crazy tight, you know what I mean? It's just gripping the side of the plastic. But now you can see that thing is solid. It's moving the whole gun. I'm going to knock my gun over. I keep doing that. So the barrel's solid now. Put your Donnie FL back on here. I actually put a Ronin on here just to see if it changed my POI shift or if it changed my POI at all. And it did just a little bit, probably from the way that the air forces through the silencer. But there is no like vertical drop. Before, you know, there was definite, you could notice the group is in a completely different place when I'd put a heavier moderator on there. And now it doesn't seem to make much of really any difference. I can put this moderator on there, I can put a Sumo on there, and the POI shift is really going to just be whatever the air pressure of the can, you know, changes, which is going to happen. You know, I mean, it happens in any type of suppressor. But anyway, so that's how you install my little barrel bands. I'll post a link to these below, and hope you guys enjoy it. If you know, if this is something that you're looking for, and you know, trying to get your gun a little bit more reliable or whatever, these are going to be available on eBay. the link below. And then some of the other videos that I'm going to come up with, that I'm going to do in the future, near future, is I'll probably do a review of this scope. This is something I just picked up off Amazon for a crazy good deal. This is the Athlon Aries BTR. This is the mill reticle. This is an awesome scope, especially for the price. For what I paid for it, I don't know if there's another scope that could beat this for what I paid for it. Full price, in the full price range, there's probably some scopes that are competitive with it, but when it goes on sale, man, this is probably the best scope on the market, in my opinion. I'm not a pro shooter. I'm not sponsored by anybody, and I'm a dude that loves to shoot, and I like quality stuff. And if I can get quality without a crazy high price tag, then that's what I'm going to go for, because that's just the reality of my situation in life. So we're going to do a video probably on the scope. I'm going to do a follow-up review video on the Dreamline, because some of the information that was in my original Dreamline 25 video wasn't really that accurate, and probably kind of gave the gun a bad rap. Maybe not a bad rap, but makes people think it's not as good as it is. Aside from that, I'm going to be doing a scope cam video, which is going to be some various scope cams, how to set them up, and all that kind of good stuff. So hopefully you guys subscribe, ring the bell, check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you later.